This one is about feeling lost in your 20s. Boy, oh boy, do I know a little something about that. I say that because as I am approaching my 30s and have entered into my late 20s, I now see the phases that I've been through along the way, and the feeling lost doesn't necessarily stop, it just evolves and shapes differently. I would say that's greatly my experience, and that even at the later part of my 20s, there are still a lot of things that I feel so uncertain about, scared about, fearful, and lost, confused, fearful, scared. Did I say that? I know feeling lost in my early 20s, honestly, I kind of avoided myself in general. And then once shit started getting real, that's when I really had to be like, oh, yeah, I gotta figure this out. I think I go through this thing where I get stuck in analysis paralysis, and it's like another level of procrastination. Over time, it has shifted. Ever since I turned 25, it was like, am I just gonna be scared all the time? Sometimes it's like, damn, it shouldn't be that serious, huh? There are things that are serious, but sometimes I think about your 20s are the time to try and fail, get up again and try again, and fail. And sometimes it's not even failure, it's just redirection. I myself have gone through many versions of redirection and failing or endings and new beginnings and beautiful phases and terrible phases and regretful phases, amazing phases, transformative phases. One of the reasons why I may be feeling lost is overstimulation. It really is that damn phone. There's so much information out in this world, and it's quite beautiful. But sometimes that is just more of a distraction of what's going on in here and what's going on in here, and the connection between the two. Mind, body, and soul. What's happening there versus what's happening on this metal trap.
Okay, boomer.
I know for myself, I need to create a routine around my phone usage, my computer usage. I think that something that makes me feel lost is the amount of damn choices that I have. As somebody who just has so many hobbies, there's so many things I want to do, but I can't do it all at once, so I have to choose a few. For the meantime, it wouldn't be intentional and mindful like the way I want to do that, the way I envision to do so. And I think that also goes with the directions we want to take. Again, going back to analysis paralysis, to the point where you just freeze and you're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know. And then being on that phone distracting you from finding the answer within yourself. Just saying. Now keep in mind, this is my experience, but maybe this is also something you relate to and resonate. Let me know your experience. And I know when it comes to passions, sometimes we don't even want to admit the passions that we have because we have been indoctrinated that we are not capable for these passions we have. Fear is a big one as to why we may feel lost or why we may feel passionless. And a lot of the times I keep telling myself, just push through the fear, just push through it. I don't know who that person is up there in your brain that's telling you, you can't do this. Party pooper! I think this goes back to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. The bottom of the barrel of necessities we need as human beings are the physiological needs. So for example, the food we eat, the water we drink. And after that, safety, security. This goes to financial hardships, the stability that you have, a home, shelter. That's the next step above food, water. And then after that, it's love and belonging, family, community, groups, friends, intimacy. And then after that, esteem, your self-esteem, confidence within yourself, respect and acknowledgement of others. And then the very top of it is the self-actualization, the desire to accomplish everything that one can to become the most that one can be. A lot of these needs we have in this hierarchy, for instance, is rough. Some of them aren't being fulfilled. None of them are being fulfilled at some points of our 20s. And I bring this up because to get past feeling lost, maybe there are some needs that need to be met of yours. And that's why it goes back to yourself. These things also contribute to feeling lost, or at least the lack of our needs being met. Not saying you have to have every single one of them fulfilled. Ideally, that'd be awesome. However, the very basics, let's start there. Let's get a rhythm down and try to help our bodies bodies, then help our mind, and then help our soul. Start with you. This is something I'm still figuring out along the way. And when I say that, I have to come to grips with accepting the fact that it's just gonna be an uncertain ride. And I'm just gonna follow the one thing I know feels great: joy. Listen, Joy is my best friend. I love her. I love Joy. Coming back to the childlike joy of participating in things we immediately gravitated towards, immediately felt inspired by, doing so as a 20-something, I just get emotional thinking about it, honestly. There's something so beautiful about the childlike curiosity and wonder and just doing. Majority of children just do things because they like it. And then when they don't like it, they don't like it. But when they do, they keep going. And you can tell there's a lack of fear of judgment from others, typically. And that is so beautiful to see. Sometimes it makes me wonder, when did that change for me? When did that change for you? And this goes back to me saying, push through the fear. Follow the one girly pop that we all love, joy. And it has been helpful, to say the least, of following the things that I felt gravitated towards as a kid and then reigniting that fire now. So my joy tends to look like karaoke. It helps me scratch that performance itch, you know? Writing poems is also another source of joy, and I have found with poetry I'm able to express my thoughts creatively and somehow describe things in a different way. It just helps me process things too. Another source of joy I have found recently is creating stories through video projects. I've always looked up to people who have done stuff like this. Again, it goes back to the more I did it, the more fun and the easier it got, the more comfortable I got. It really goes back to embracing being a beginner. I mean, it's just like what A$AP Rocky said. Roll the tape.
Nobody gives a fuck about what you do. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm trying things. You tried it too. You know, how you gonna knock somebody in the world for actually trying to do something? Trying. Since when has it become not cool to try? Fucking loser. Matter of fact, suck another.
Y'all lame if you think that trying something is whack, that being a beginner at something is whack. Following joy has led me to understand more about myself and therefore feeling a little less lost. And I already know it's ever changing, it's ever growing, it'll mold and shape into the way it does. Maybe the reframing that I need right now that's the beautiful part, that's the exciting part. I say this with a ton of anxiety because at this point in my life I am going through a lot of shifts, and I can see that will be happening and leaking in the external parts of my life. And you know those moments when you just are kind of awaiting the change that's gonna happen? That's me right now. If you're also resonating with that, breathe. You got this. I got this. It's all about going through the ebbs and flows and finding the beauty in that. But it's okay to admit if you're fighting for your life, figuratively. This was a very impromptu video, so thank you for listening and thank you for watching. Gratefully, Kayla.